guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. I've got a really cool surprise to show you guys here that was brought to me thanks to my local buddy, A to Z EDC, over on Instagram. He's making this unboxing overview kind of possible, so give him a follow over on Instagram. He's a great guy. I want to say thank you to the channel members and thank you to just anybody who comes in to watch my knife, my EDC content. I really appreciate it. So this is a Boker Plus box. Very indiscreet. It's got a part number. It says made in Italy. What? Yeah, it says made in Italy. And it is something that I did not expect. It's something that I not knew existed. Something that kind of just surprised me in the knife game, I guess you'd call it. You know, we see so many different things in the knife world when we're doing our knife stuff that a Boker Plus isn't necessarily made in Italy going to be something that I would think would capture my attention. This knife was picked up by A to Z EDC over at my local knife store, Knives and More. I'm sorry, Knives and More over here in my hometown, and it was in with a bunch of really killer knives that he picked up, a Herman and some others. But this Boker Plus, I don't think anybody would know it was a Boker. So let's, before we even get into it, let's just take a look. So this is simply known as the Boker Plus Collection 2023. It's numbered 238 out of 400. This is a knife that Boker does once a year. This particular one is, you got it in German and in English. It's MagnaCut blade steel. Sal Manaro, who is a USA knife designer, is the designer. He's also a maker here. Satin finish, handle material, titanium, made in Italy by Boker. So I was very interested. And then I thought it was a slip joint when I first saw it because Boker has their wrap. But this is a premium made 62-63 HRC. Right around, if you could find this on the retail market, it's going to cost you, they sold for $499.99. You've got the titanium handle, you've got a Damascus pivot collar, you've got some anodized hardware, got this beautiful textured backspacer. You've got this pocket clip. It's not deep carry, but it works. Again, you've got another Ti-Mascus pivot collar. You do not have a stud on the reverse finger flicky side. And you've got this very unique stud with this texturing like this button on top. And then look at that MagnaCut blade. I don't know, I would call that a spear point. You might call it a drop point. It is very intense looking. When I saw it deployed, it was not what I was expecting. Again, MagnaCut blade, heat treated, I want to say 63, 64. There's your serial number, 238 of 400. You've got Boker on the blade. You've got Manaro, Sal's maker's mark. And then you've got MagnaCut on the blade. You got a very slicey knife, guys, that has got a pokey, slurpy saver tip, full size. I don't think there's any weight relief in the scales of this knife. It is 100% drop shut. With the thumb flick, which you guys know, I'm kind of thumb flick challenged. However, this thumb stud is designed to where even if I hit it at the side here, I get enough texture to give me plenty of force to break that detent, and that blade just snaps into action. It feels very well made. perfectly centered. You can look at the center of that backspacer. I mean, methodically engineered. Fits my hand just perfect. It is, again, a little bit weighty, but I think that's a good thing. You've got this little swell right here that fits my hand perfectly. And I'm guessing if I was a bigger guy with a much, much bigger hand, that would still give me positive grip on this knife. Because when I hold it, I want to hold it right here. You've got this really nice jimping on the blade that's very aggressive, but it's not too sharp. And then the full width or length of this blade has this beautiful kind of stony, washy looking, maybe it's satin, swedge. And then you've got this steep flat grind here. Again, in MagnaCut, just an absolute surprise. I did not think Boker made knives like this. I don't know why I didn't think that, but when I went to do a little research on it and find out what it went for, because A to Z traded a couple of knives and bought a bunch of knives, so this is not by any stretch of the means a cheap date. I think they're very much sought after even on the secondary market for people who collect them, and it's just a very unique, well done piece. Made in Italy. Of course, MagnaCut was sourced here. But that action, guys, is just the bomb diggity. So what we're going to do, since this is more of an unboxing and kind of an overview, I figured I'd go ahead and give you some size comparisons, some weights, because I'm not going to hard use his collector knife. So we cut some paper with it. I could dig a splinter out of my hand. I could jab it through something, but I'm not going to do that right now. What we are going to do, however, is we're going to break out our Benchmade bug out. We're going to see that the collection 2023 by Boker Plus, is going to be a little bit bigger than the bug out. It's going to be just a smidge smaller than the PM2. So kind of between those two, but closer to the size of the PM2 than it is to the bug out. So let's take our Javon tape measure and let's get a dimension. That backspacer sits a little bit proud of the scale, so I'm going to get that backspacer and I'm going to tell you that this is going to be right over 8 1/4 inches overall length. The handle, the grip that I use, you have an easy 4 1/2 inches. Where I was is 3 1/4, which is inside from here to here, and then you're at an easy 4 1/2 from here to here. And then your blade is going to come in at 3 1/2 inches with 3 1/4 inch cutting area. Our blade stock thickness starts out up here at 0.1415. Behind the edge, 0.0270. And our overall handle thickness is going to come in right over 1/2 inch at 0.53. So it's a heavier knife because, again, there is no weight relief, and I think that's by design because it's a collector series knife. You know, I think even the Boker site says, is it going to be a collection piece, or whether you use it as a user, it functions either way. But I think a lot of people, or some people, do really collect these yearly Bokers. So this guy weighs in at 6.10 ounces. So that is what I consider a chunky knife at 3 1/2 inch blade, right? Right about twice the inch per ounce ratio. But for people like me who like a big knife, like a Hinderer or like a full-tie Medford or a Strider, this knife feels quality. It feels like it's substantial. It feels like you have something in your hand, right? you've got this kind of bullseye target. That's the best way I can describe it. It looks like a reticle, or however you pronounce that when you're looking down a scope. But you've got that little geometrical pattern there. Blue anodized hardware. Beautiful Damascus pivot collars. Nice little sharpening choil. Again, this knife's not probably going to be used to be a slicer because it's a spearpoint collector series knife that will do what you need it to do, but it's also very cool, right? So that is an unboxing, thanks to my buddy, A to Z EDC, of the Boker Plus Collection 2023. Guys, I appreciate you checking it out. I hope you found it informative, educational, somehow entertaining. I look forward to seeing each of you very, very soon. Next time we go live. Appreciate you, and I ask always, if you've been here this long, please, it helps me out if you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. But more importantly, look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.